Been farming here in Busselton, or just north of Busselton, for about just on 5 years now. I was brought up on a farm and with farming around me, so I'm kind of just trying to repeat that for my family, I suppose, and I want it to be viable and have something to look after them with and give to them later on.
A positive about it is that you can always have your family and you can always have your kids with you. I am a mum of 4 kids, 2 boys, 2 girls. They've got the freedom to play and explore, and that side of it's positive.
Being a dairy farmer in Western Australia, it's not just a job for a means to an end. Passion drives a lot of it and you really got to love it. The extremes at the end of the days, 7 days a week, every day of the year. Cows need to be milked and they can't survive without us. We are profitable, we enjoy it, but without those key factors of that real passion for the industry, I don't think you could do it. Dairy farming in general is historically all about milk price, but milk price to me is a bonus. So whatever the price on the year or the day is, I need to make money at that price. But I can't farm off the back of waiting for 5 cents increase. It's all about finding efficiencies and making money at the milk price that you're contracted at, regardless of the season. And that's about being proactive and reacting to things, being able to touch base regularly with Garen from CSBP. It's great because he's got an invested interest in cows. He loves his cows and he loves growing grass, and he lives in Busselton. He's on my doorstep and I literally touch base 2 or 3 times a month and just pop in. I've got a question about this paddock and what do you think we can do to optimise performance on this 25 hectares? And so we go out and we take a few leaf samples and soil samples, and we look at the weather a lot more now, timely applications of fertiliser to do with rainfall, and how we go about strategically putting that on, because the reality is climate is probably getting a little bit dry. We've experienced it in the last few years, so applying fertiliser historically at that certain rates per day of the grazing, sometimes you've got to take advantage of the rain and a little bit more or a little bit less. When you look at animal welfare for us, it's a no-brainer. A lot of the hours involved in what we do is purely just looking at cows. They don't communicate, so observation's everything. So whether it's with your spotlight at 10 o'clock at night when a cow's calving, or it's a 35-degree day in the afternoon and she hasn't got enough water, like those things, you're monitoring them all the time, and it would be our single biggest area. We spend 8 to 10 hours a day with our cows, and then when you're not physically milking them and they're not in the dairy and you're looking at them and you're driving past them on the farm. People come to farms, they look at your cows, that's how they reflect on your business, and yeah, it's very important. We try to keep up with technology but keep it simple. So our cows are fed to production. If a cow varies between 10 and 30 litres, she'll be fed accordingly in the dairy to what she's producing. That technology's been around a long time, but for us we've only had it for a few years and it's really great. At the moment we manually monitor heats on cows, so cows have patches on their back and another cow will jump on and you'll get a really fluorescent patch rub, and we say, right, she's ready to breed, and we'll bring her in and we'll manually AI her. You can get collars which are basically pedometers and they monitor activity and cow health, and we haven't got there yet. It's a big investment, but we'd like to go that way. It probably lends itself to less man hours on monitoring cattle, and you can get direct feedback to iPhones, computers. West Australian dairy industry numbers of farms is shrinking. We're getting to a really pointy end where critical mass is going to become an issue here. If we shrink much more, we'll go below just supplying our own white milk market in Western Australia. And I think it's really important going forward that we look for ways to create viability in the industry. It's really hard with some of the narratives around dairy farming to develop that love and passion that I was talking about. I think we're in a space now where we can really work on trying to turn that around, but without getting those fundamentals of the viability part of milking cows and the business there, it's really hard to create that, and it's hard to turn that around. So I think in terms of the future, I really hope we can hold our overall total volume and even grow it.